So I also want to ask you a follow-up on Brennan Pools. So in my research, I see that they hosted the 60 Olympic trials. Now, you would have been 6 years old, and I wouldn't have expected that to have had a big impression on you. But I would imagine that had a huge impression on the Michigan swimming community to have the fastest swimmers in America all come to Detroit at that time. Can you tell me more about that facility, Brennan Pools? You know, but the fact it's plural makes me think there must have been multiple pools. I'm curious if you can kind of describe to me what that facility was, because I would imagine it must have been one of the best facilities in America to have hosted Olympic trials.
It was, and at that time it was very modern and very ahead of its time. I do know, of course, I was too little. I guess I went to the Olympic trials and watched. They took some of the little guys, like my brother John, and they had him do a demo, a 50-meter free at the beginning of the prelims or the finals, I don't remember, and some other kids from the Detroit area. And the pool, the bathhouse, is this beautiful, it's a little weathered now, but this beautiful brick building with a slate roof. It almost looks like something you'd see in downtown Detroit or in Washington, D.C. And that was the locker room. I was always led to believe at one time that was where the Detroit police kept their horses. But anyways, they turned that into a locker room, and there were 3 pools. One, the Olympic pool, a 50-meter, 8-lane pool with deep gutters, believe it or not, and a starting, the big starting block built up with this like jute or tarp that you would start on and step on to start. And up above, there was a gantry where the timers would go up and stand and look down. I mean, they're up probably 15 feet in the air, looking down on the guys finishing and doing their timing. And then to the south was another 50-meter pool, 8 lanes, but it was very shallow, and it was more like a learning pool for people how to swim. I think it was 3 feet deep, 3.5 feet deep at the most shallow end. And there were no lane markers there or anything like that, but you could go in there and loosen up, and we would trade pool time with Northwest Aquatic Club and Patton. Sometimes they'd get the Olympic pool, and sometimes we'd get the shallow pool. And then perpendicular to this is the diving pool, and it was 55 yards long. There's a 10-meter tower, a 5-meter tower, 2, maybe 4 3-meter springboards, and 2 or 3, 4 1-meter boards. And a fellow named Jimmy Ottinger would come down there and coach diving, and I believe that's where they held the Olympic trials for diving that year too. The pool was 55 yards, and later on, when Tom Sullivan took over our team, you know, it was a gold, and we had a bunch of good swimmers. Gary Gottschling, Greg Penn, John Szuba. Tom would run time trials, you know, kind of certified with 3 timers. And we had a bunch of guys set the national record for the 55-yard free or the 55-yard back, because it was kind of uncommon, but they'd get their name in swimming world, and it was kind of cool.